Hello, hockey fans. This is Five for Talking. Welcome, Campos. How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm sorry I cut you off, man.
No, that's the intro from now on is Caps. He just claimed it for himself. We're taking it.
You can take it from here.
We're here for the new episode. We're going to talk. This is the last episode before the playoffs. Next week, we're going to be doing a tier list, re-ranking the 16 teams that make the playoffs. I believe we said that in the last episode. So look for that next week. And then we're going into full playoff episodes. As long as the Leafs keep doing well, we're going to do split episodes, I'm assuming, for the Leafs Nation. So we're going to start this one off on another sad note. A legend, another legend, Guy Lafleur, passed away. Our condolences to his family, to the Montreal Canadiens organization, to all his friends, his hockey friends, everybody on the internet. I mean, it's a weird situation for me because it's not like two hockey players died, which is obviously, I'm not saying that's not sad, but this is like two of the greatest players who ever put on skates 2 weeks apart, or 1 week apart, sorry. And I believe it was from the same thing, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Which is like even crazier. So
I didn't know. I thought he had recovered from the last thing I read, and it just came out of nowhere, and it sucks. And it's they were the greatest players of their time, and it's just a sad thing to see.
Yeah. I mean, Guy Lafleur, especially in modern times, like we could say the same thing about Mike Bossy, which I believe we did, but he doesn't get the recognition that he rightfully deserves anymore. And I feel like that's unfair because I mean, the Canadiens haven't been that good in a while, and his lore is really embraced in that community more than the entirety of the NHL, especially because there's a lot of new hockey fans, I guess. But I mean, the guy's career was insane.
It was. Before he even got into the NHL, he was breaking records, and Wayne Gretzky was the one that broke Guy Lafleur's records. So he was fantastic before he even came into the league. First overall pick. I mean, if you want, I can go through the stats right now. Nicknamed the Flower, started in 71-72, ended in 90-91. Guy played 1,126 total games, 560 goals, 793 assists, total of 1,353 points. Guy was a plus 446. And he had retired, I believe, for like
he missed
too.
out on a good 4 years worth of games.
Yeah.
And then plus in his last couple of seasons before he went away and when he came back, he missed a lot of games in those seasons as well.
Yeah. And it's so funny because, like, I don't know, maybe he was a victim of circumstance in the sense that maybe the team that he entered into was like just fully stacked, and he was trying to find
arguably the greatest team of all time, the 1970s Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, maybe he was just trying to find his place, but like the first 3 years he struggled. Well, he was putting up points, but
not to what he was expected to.
Yeah, exactly. And he didn't catch his stride until like the fourth year.
I mean,
and it's like 119 points, 136 points, 132 points.
Yeah,
He's
6 straight seasons at 100 points, yeah. six straight seasons of 50 plus goals. Great, man. 5-time cup winner.
5-time cup winner, 3-time Art Ross Trophy winner, 3-time Ted Lindsay Award winner, 2-time Hart Trophy winner,
2-time MVP,
1-time Conn Smythe. I think the most impressive thing about his career was, he put up 134 points in the playoffs. So, we're talking about the 70s Montreal Canadiens, which was one of the best teams of all time. So he did a lot of great things, man. A lot of great
Yeah.
things.
I think had he not missed that time towards the end, you likely would have seen him hit the 1,600 point mark. He would have passed 600 goals for sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, we don't even need to get into ifs and buts with this guy. He's an all-time great. One of the greatest players of all time, not sarcastically, not just because he passed away. He really is one of the greatest players of all time. And, it's sad to see him go, him and Mike Bossy, RIP. But let's get on to some hockey news for what's happening currently in the NHL. So just to jump back in here, let's talk about Tampa Bay.
They woke up.
They didn't just wake up. Somebody woke up the beast. And I don't like it. It's scary.
Yeah. I don't, I already had my picks set going into that tier ranking for next week.
Yeah, I know.
Now
it's
I'm gonna have to
like,
think my I might have to go back to what I was thinking midway through the season, the beginning of the season, because this Tampa team is
in
just
the last
scary.
4 games, including the game tonight. Tonight is Tuesday. Including tonight's game, they are 26 goals forward and 8 goals against. And 2 of those games they only let in 1 goal. So it's scary. Stamkos is on fire.
And the teams they beat.
Yes.
you know.
Actually, like it's not even a joke. Even beating Columbus tonight, Columbus is not a bottom feeder team.
No, but
so they smashed the Leafs and they smashed the Panthers.
And they smashed the Panthers, yeah. I mean, oh boy.
But staying with Tampa Bay, like I said, it's going to be an issue when you have full power Vasilevsky. That's a scary situation for me always. But Stamkos got 100 points. He got it tonight. That's his first time he's ever had 100 points.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him. Everyone thought his career was over. I guess not.
Yeah, I mean, like selfishly, you have your teams that you're cheering for, but when you're looking at things objectively, I'm happy for Stamkos. He's been able to, get his career back and play a full healthy season.
Yeah, and they were missing.
I don't think he's ever been able to do that.
Point missed a bunch of games this year, and so did Kucherov. So he did a lot of that without the help of his next two biggest players. So
it's okay. They'll be back for the playoffs.
Oh
like they always do.
Yeah, what else is new? And then they'll find like 4 other superstar players that accidentally ended up on their AHL roster.
Circumvent the salary cap.
So staying in Florida, I guess, the Panthers had a franchise best 13-game win streak until they got trampled by Tampa, sorry. But yeah, 13-game win streak, good on Florida. I don't think the last 2 losses for Florida mean anything. In my opinion, Florida doesn't care. Most likely for whatever remaining games they have this season, they're going to bench everybody, which is smart.
I mean, they are impressive. I mean, I think you were very adamant over the fact that they had the best chance of winning the whole thing this year. And I was sticking to my Tampa Bay Lightning, and I think so was Bargo. But, it's like,
hey, you know what?
It's going to be a fun playoffs, like you said. You said.
I think there's a lot of good storylines going into this playoffs. Florida, Carolina, LA. Are they going to make the playoffs? Dallas? Is Dallas going to make the playoffs? I mean,
the West is still up in the air, man.
I don't think there's as many spots available as we think there is anymore. I believe that a few of them got locked up.
Before you move on to that, I just want to say about Florida, I really enjoy Gudas. He's something, man. I don't know, maybe it's the beard thing, but dude, I'm telling you,
he's the Florida version of Roman Polak.
But he's like he's got a lot of grit. He plays rough, he plays physical, and he don't take no from anybody. And I wish he was a Leaf.
Yeah, I mean, I believe the Leafs had a shot at him when he did end up going to Florida, and they lost out. Yeah. Moving on, Ovechkin does it. 50 goals.
Before he got injured.
50 goals, the oldest player to ever score 50 goals by a decent amount.
I think it's fair to say that at the past, with the exception of this season, if he had the past 2 seasons, he probably would have had a legitimate shot at 50 goals both seasons if they were both full-length seasons. And I think I mentioned in the last video that it would have brought him that much closer to number 1 on the all-time goal-scoring list. But it doesn't take away the fact that he still has a shot. And the fact that he scored 50 goals a season at the age of 36 is still pretty darn impressive. And, he tied the record for most 50 goal seasons with Mike Bossy and Wayne Gretzky, I think at 8, I believe is the number. 8 or 9?
9. I think it's 9.
It's 9. Okay. And the funny thing is that Ovechkin's got at least another 3 more seasons, so he can pretty much take control of that record next season if he's able to stay healthy. You know what I mean? He hasn't slowed down. I think he's like at 90 points this season too.
Who? Yeah. Oh yeah. Ovechkin. Yes, he's at 90.
Yeah.
Which is almost 20 more points than games played. Which at his age, that's crazy. I did try to look into most points by age. The oldest player to get 100 points, I believe, is Gordie Howe, and he was 40. But after that, it's a really convoluted system of this guy got 90, this guy got 80, and it just seems to be per age rather than 100 points. So it was difficult to go through that, or else I would have those facts for you. Sorry, guys. Continuing on, speaking of guys setting milestones, Anze Kopitar got his 700th assist, and he kind of tapered off towards the end here, but LA's in a playoff spot, and he's done what he's done this season with nobody on the team. So good for him. I've always said he's one of the better players in the NHL. He's one of the most underrated players of this generation of hockey. And I guess, yeah. Okay. So another one, Sidney Crosby. And it's you're playing in Pittsburgh where there's just legends, it's like being on the Oilers and doing what McDavid's about to do. Crosby tied Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr with 10 30-plus goal seasons as a Penguin. That's pretty crazy. Not a lot of people can say that they've done that with one team. So, shout out to him. Continuing on the train of success, Connor McDavid has his most points ever in his career in one single season. And
you can go down that list, eh? I can't remember. I can't pronounce his name.
Jonathan Huberdeau?
Yeah. Most points of his whole career. Johnny Gaudreau, most points of his whole career.
Kachuk,
most points of his whole career.
Yeah. Matthews.
Marner.
Yeah.
The dude from Minnesota.
Kaprizov. I think even Zuccarello might be at his highest. You know what? I mean, it's a good
Roman
year.
Josi.
Oh, okay, that's where I was going next. So we might as well just go right into this. Roman Josi, the most points by a defenseman since 1994.
90, right?
Yes, which he has 91 now, I think.
Yeah. So I think the first time since 94 that a defenseman got 90 points in the season. Right?
And not to brush it under the rug, because people seem to not be realizing this, but Cale Makar has 85 points.
And it's only going to go up from here.
And he's on his 3rd season.
Yeah, he's 21 years old, man.
Hey, look out for this guy.
I think Elliot Freeman said it tonight that this is the most productive year since.
Since the heyday of the hockey point boom.
It's awesome.
Amazing. You got Mitch Martin. Stamkos got it tonight, 100. Mitch Marner, I don't know how many points he got tonight, but
0.
So he's at 97. He's not far off. Panarin's at 96. Miller's at 96. You have potential to get 12, 13 100-point guys.
Yep.
Would be fantastic for the NHL. I love this hockey. I'm going to admit to you, it's been an amazing season to just watch the production from some of these guys. Congratulations to everybody. I mean, I don't even have anything else. Just good job.
Good job.
Good job.
Good job,
You've been
NHL.
entertaining.
I'm a little confused with the Arizona Coyotes, to be honest with you.
All right, so we're talking Arizona.
They're moving into an arena that holds 5,000 people, and they're charging tickets at around like hundreds of dollars, if I read that correctly. I don't know who they're going to expect to show up to these games.
Okay, so this is, and I know what you're talking about. So they're moving into the college stadium. I believe the capacity is like 4,900, but they're gonna add seats to make it like 6,000, I think, or 6,500 is what they're trying to do.
Okay.
Something like that. You can correct me if I'm wrong, because this is mostly like rumor mill. Anyone in the comments. And they want to charge a lot for the tickets, but they're offering an experience, and they want to have it be more than just a hockey game, where it's going to be like a bar situation as well, and like good quality food places. But to me, it's like, I get it. Okay, you're going to charge a lot, and the diehard fans are going to come, but you barely get that many fans now. What makes you think that when you charge that much, you're going to get fans like that? And I get the point. You want to have an intimate experience. You want it to be loud in there. You want it to be exciting for the Arizona players and the fans. But it's already been proven that you can't make enough money from ticket sales, like even remotely, as any other team. You're going to be losing money season after season. You cannot generate enough revenue.
Took the words out of my mouth, man. Like, I mean, you got Quebec City waiting in the wings, ready to go. They have an arena.
You want to know what the worst part is? They're saying if another team happens, I heard this rumor, don't know if it's true, it's not Quebec.
Yeah,
they're already planning,
like Kansas City.
Yes, there's 3 American teams they're talking about: Portland, Kansas City, and Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And it's most likely going to be a Western team.
So let me. Okay, here's a hypothetical question then. So if you bring in additional 3 teams into, or additional 4 teams into the league,
I think you only could do 2.
Okay.
Feasibly.
Well, let's say let's talk about this way. Like, when it gets to the point when they do bring additional teams into the league, do you change the playoff format? Do you allow more teams into the playoffs? Do you change the tournament, the knockout stage, a little bit?
I additionally add what the NBA is doing, where the 9th and 10th place teams have a chance to make the playoffs through a little play-in tournament like the NBA does, and you still keep 16 teams playoffs. Okay. So to explain that to people, the 7th and 8th place team play each other, and the 9th and 10th team play each other. The losing team in the 9th and 10th place game is eliminated, and the winning team in the 8th and 7th place game automatically makes the playoff. And then the other 2 teams play for the last playoff spot. So I think that's what you do if you add 2 more teams. And if you ask me, if 2 more teams do come, it has to be Quebec City, one of them. Has to be. And the other one is most likely going to end up, I can't see Kansas City, because you have St. Louis right there. Milwaukee makes sense, but Milwaukee's Eastern. So you're going to have too many Eastern teams. So it's got to be like Portland, which in my mind, you know what? If you're going to add a team right now, move Phoenix to another Western place to keep the conferences balanced. That's my take.
There you go.
But yeah, that whole thing just doesn't make sense to me. With Arizona, I don't see the logic, because I think it was something like you need to have 11,750 fans to make profit as a hockey team. Every game, that has to be like your baseline to make profit. So whatever.
I like it, man. I like it. So, who do you think makes it into the playoffs in the Western Conference? Last two spots. It's pretty close, though. You think it's Nashville and Dallas, or do you think Vegas moves up? And I got an additional question after you've.
Okay, so I answer first.
Yeah, go for it.
Dallas, Nashville, LA, Vancouver, and the Golden Knights don't get in.
So the way it is right now, that's what you're seeing going forward.
And okay. I think it would be nice to have. I would say Vegas in over the Kings based on their roster. It makes sense for playoffs, but given the injuries and what's happening, it is what it is. Dallas should be in the playoffs. Dallas's roster is really good, and it's hard for me to imagine them not being a playoff team. If only Seguin and Ben could do anything, because I believe, like, I'll look at it right now. I'm pretty sure that neither one of them is in the top 4 for points on that team.
Yeah.
Ben and Seguin are 4th and 5th, and they're 30 points behind the guys in front of them. So your 2 star players are not even your star players. That's my issue in Dallas. But they should be a playoff team. LA is the only team in the Western Conference that shouldn't be in the playoffs. But hey, Kopitar's playing well. The team's playing well. They're buzzing. Let it go. Next question.
The Vegas Golden Knights. I mean, do you make changes?
No.
You're gonna have to, because I don't think you're able to fit.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to salary dump. I'm most likely going to get rid of Pacioretty, or I'm going to find a way to get rid of Dadonov's contract. I believe that's who it is. Maybe move a defenseman that costs you a lot of money. You need a goalie. Robin Lehner is good, but he's not the guy, number one. He's too outspoken and he's causing a lot of issues for your team. And he is very, very injury prone for his entire career.
You're going to go into my next question. Robin Lehner. Like, what is going on there? Like,
he clearly has some mental issues.
Yeah, I mean, and we're not trying to mock him or anything like that, but no. I think he needs help. I mean, the fact of the matter is that, like you said, he's very outspoken, and I think sometimes he says things before he thinks about it.
Yeah.
But for example, I have no idea what's going on in that situation where a few days ago he says that I'm not playing anymore. I'm done. I need surgery. And then the medical crew were like, he's fine. He'll be, and the coaching staff were like, he's fine. He'll be ready to play next game. And all of a sudden, we approach the next game and he's out, and he's
having season-ending surgery.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that he initially was injured for one thing, and now he's getting surgery for something else. Which,
yes,
like,
and
it came out of nowhere.
And he did state that the surgery he needed was for the other thing, and then it turned out that the surgery he's getting is for something completely different. So I think, okay, wow. I have 2 things, and like I said, we're not here to bash on him. He clearly needs help, but number one, he likes the attention he gets, and yeah. He doesn't care about anything except himself. And I understand a lot of times when he speaks out, it's for good things. He's bringing light to things that the teams try to sweep under the rug. I agree with that. But then sometimes it's like, what are you saying?
Yeah, some things, yes.
He discredits himself for every one good thing he says 5 dumb things. So, I mean, that is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, like, he does a lot of great things. I thought he was definitely in the wrong about what he said about the coach. He was the ex-Vancouver Canucks coach.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and telling everybody that he provides painkillers or something to that degree. But yeah, man, like he like you said, we're not trying to mock him, but he needs.
No, but it's at the point where why don't we help him instead of just letting this continue forever because he's
Yeah.
clearly crying for help and just, you know.
Yeah. I think I'm good, man. I think we heard that Ryan Getzlaf is going to retire. I still haven't heard anything about Joe Thornton yet. So is he thinking about coming back next year, or like?
Okay, well,
obviously he's still playing, so I think it's too soon
he's
for him
gonna
to
get
say
a
that.
shot at winning a cup.
Yeah,
and
but yeah, I don't think he's been playing that
no,
much.
he's been playing every once in a while, but I could tell you what's gonna happen if Florida, let's say, makes it to the finals and they get into like the final series. They're gonna start letting him play on the fourth line to let him get if they win for
Yeah.
sure. There's no way they're not going to let him have it. They know what he means to hockey and all that. But if he doesn't win, I could see him trying to make a comeback. He already said if he doesn't come back in the NHL, he's going to go play in Europe.
Wow.
So
good for him.
Hey, why not?
Join
You still get paid decent
Yeah.
over there, right? You get paid $500,000 to play hockey. Who cares?
He's a big name too. So, yeah, that was pretty much it. Boston, I think, beat Florida tonight. Pasternak's playing. I think the East is going to be a lot more interesting than the West in terms of playoff
The West
matchups.
is more kind of like
the West is a little more
Colorado go?
established. Yeah.
Is Colorado going to be able to go? And the fun little storylines of just everyone that's kind of there. We get to see Edmonton versus Calgary. You know what I mean? Like those kind of things. But
we want to try and avoid that because we selfishly we want to see more Canadian teams go deeper into the playoffs.
If it's not the Leafs, I could care less.
I do to a certain extent, unless it's Ottawa and Montreal.
Like I said, my two outcomes that I personally want selfishly, I want Florida versus Colorado, or I want the Leafs versus Minnesota. And I would love to see both of those. I would love to see the Leafs win a cup. How about that?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah, I've seen all the other Toronto teams win a championship.
Touche. I'm good.
Okay. Well, you're not good. We're going to talk a little bit about the Leafs.
All right.
So Auston Matthews got 60. Congratulations. Huge, epic feat. We've already talked about this. The times how long it's been. Good for him. They looked pretty good tonight. Granted, they faced Detroit.
Shut them up.
Wait, no. Didn't Detroit score a goal?
Oh.
Whoa. I just had a Mandela effect. I could have swore I remember seeing Detroit score a goal.
Oh.
Okay, then. Well, congratulations. Who was in net?
Campo.
Okay, good. I thought I was going crazy because you were telling me about the Muzzin thing, and I was like, I don't even remember seeing Muzzin.
Muzzin played tonight. Looked like he was doing okay. I didn't see him lingering or anything like that, or have any sort of lingering effects. Looked okay. I'm not sure how many minutes he played. Probably the best. This defensive core that I saw tonight would be the ideal defensive core that I would use going into the playoffs. I'm sorry. I'm not going to wait for Sandin to come back. I'm not going to.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't care. To me, right now, Lindgren has really established himself as a bottom six pairing with Giordano. They're playing fine, and this is the six guys that I would use going into playing Tampa Bay, which I look very forward to watching. This is the deepest roster that they've ever had, with the exception of the goalies. Campbell looked great tonight. He looked poised, calm, cool, and collective. And, the shots that Detroit did have, and the chances that Detroit did have, Campbell did not give up any rebounds, man. He looked good tonight. I really don't have anything else to say other than the fact that, the Leafs definitely need to step up if they're going to play Tampa Bay. They need to play hard, physical, man. They need to get the job done, and they got the team to do it. And we just do not want to see playoff Vasilevsky, or else that could smell trouble.
If the Leafs keep rolling like they're playing right now, this is my advantage to the Leafs. before I get to the last thing. When the Leafs have 4 lines rolling, it's hard to match that, especially because Tampa Bay is kind of a similarly built team now. They are. They lost a lot of their physicality. They lost a lot of their defensive players, and they don't have 4 lines to roll out. So as long as the Leafs' first 2 lines, or they could shut down Tampa Bay's first 2 lines, the Leafs have 4 rollable lines with players that could score on every unit. And I'm excited to see where that could go. But like, if their defense kicks in, they have a great defensive core. And Vasilevsky. But I loved, if the Leafs are going to ever get to the second round, wouldn't it be great knocking off Tampa Bay? Like, come on.
It's possible. It is possible. I mean, before the Lightning won the Cup twice, Columbus beat them, and Tampa was the favorite.
Wasn't it 2 years in a row Columbus beat them?
I can't remember. I do remember didn't they sweep them? It was crazy. I mean, totally different team from that time. I mean, they pretty much established themselves, but you know, the Leafs have something to prove, and you know, coming off that embarrassing first round from last year, you know, which still gives me nightmares to this day. They got something to prove, and they got to get it done. And this is the deepest roster that they've ever had. Like you said, and you know, the funny thing is, it's like, you know, we were pretty harsh on Engvall. Engvall's been playing very well.
Yeah, he's been playing good post us talking bad about him.
Yes.
It's been a couple of weeks. He's been good.
Cav brings something to the table that a lot of those players don't, and he's a very, very good defensive player.
I really, really like him and Kasha. Yeah. I'm just going to be honest with you.
And Kasha's not even there.
I know. He's there for a lot of the season.
Yeah, and that's just another option if he does come back.
Yeah.
Bunting.
So that's what I wanted to talk about. Before you say it, let me just ask you this. So 2 things. 1, do you think Bunting comes back for the playoffs? And 2, if he doesn't, how big of an effect is that for the Leafs?
I don't think it's that bad, man. I really don't. I you know, to all the basketball fans out there, I don't think he'll pull a Ben Simmons, but
nice.
I really do think Bunting wants to come back and do what's best for his team. But the funny thing is that even if Bunting is out, they got options. They got Kasha, who should be ready to come back very soon. You know, they can move guys around. I'll be the first to say this. I know I've seen him give Mikheyev a shot on the first line, which is great. But if Sheldon Keefe is so worried about not messing up the second and third line, I would bring Blackwell up to the first line, because he's pretty similar to Bunting's playing style. And when you bring him up, you still have the other 3 lines that are pretty much the same lines. You still got the if you decide you want to keep Nylander in the third line, or if you want to bring him up to the second line, you still got those options. And the fourth line will consist of Spezza, Clifford, and Simmons. You don't really change much. You know what I mean? And Kasha is still waiting to come back. So they got options, man. They have options. So that's my take. That's what I
think that's fair. You said it. I don't even need to say anything. That's all I have. Do you have anything?
No, man. I'm good. You know, I'm excited.
I'm excited for the playoffs.
I can guarantee you that the Leafs versus the Lightning will probably be the most exciting out of all the matchups.
In the first round, for sure. Yeah, I think so.
I'll leave it at that, man.
All right. Well, thank you for watching, guys. Get ready for our tier list coming next week, and enjoy the NHL playoffs.